Yo, Reggae Media TV, better than everything we're bad, and we madder than everything we're mad.
So we just kick things off right here with this video. Popcorn and the Chronic Law link up. It's a St. Thomas link up. It's like the fans them love to see the unity right here, you know, between Popcorn and the Chronic Law out of the studio just having fun in the streets. You see me? Popcorn and the Chronic Law just roll the 3-wheel bikes them out. Okay, so right here, Skeng getting a Sparta tattoo. Yes, people, it's like Skeng really rate the Lee Sparta movement, you know. It's like from we always see Skeng a big up Lee on stage, how him express himself about Lee Sparta. You could tell that Lee are one of the artists Skeng look up to. You know, Lee rates Skeng as well as an artist. We're just coming at the industry and I go on good. Them have the Protocol Part 2 to drop. So people we still look out for that. But let me know what y'all think about Skeng getting the Sparta tattoo right here. As what them say, Ratty Sparta. Alright, so after this article recently came out, is like some people are saying Beenie Man I blame Bunty. As you can see the headline, Beenie Man says war with Bunty Killer was the reason he started doing gun songs. But anyway, let's get into the article right here. As you can see, King of Dancehall, Beenie Man says the lyrical war that started decades ago between himself and the Bunty Killer was the reason why he started voicing gun songs. These are his exact words recently as he speak with Ramona Samuels on Rhythm FM, saying, "When me just boss, me never wanna be a gun artist because me grew in such violence. So I sang about girls." Yes, people, Beenie Man went on saying, "My first #1 song was Matey. It's really the war between me and Bunty that put me in that gunman vibes. Cause me never wanna sing about that life. And when the clash start, I do that. Cause I never wanna sing that life when living that life." In the article right here, the girls them Sugar DJ 50 also pointed out it was Bunty 50 who instigate the war between them, and in an effort to stand firm as a man, he visited the warlord in Seaview Gardens. Yes, people, Beenie Man exact words as he recall saying, "Me dey a one dance and Bunty say him a go kill me. Me never know him neither. Me get a cassette and a man say him name Bunty Killer. So me go see you, go look for him, and so me find out about him. Met his mom, Miss Ivy, and basically we say if a clash, then a clash. No fist nah knock and no battle nah fling." You know, so according to Beenie, the rivalry, which involved several heated clashes and diss tracks, was never about fighting but rather standing his ground as a man to show he was no pushover. So it's like Beenie I say a Bunty, you know, came at him first, and it's like him just defend himself, and so comes him start for do, you know, gun lyrics and them things. Them never really come in at the industry for do them type of songs there. Well, back then Beenie Man dominate the industry with a lot of girl songs. So it's like that is just a different side of Beenie, you know, when him use against Bunty. But it's like him never too want, you know, sing them song them much. Okay, so just the other day, I talk about Mavado, you know, speaking out on Jennifer Mavado, who is accused of defrauding the entertainer in a real estate deal. It's like Mavado exposed some things on Instagram, how, you know, her lawyer trying to stop him from testify via satellite. Yes, people, because, you know, Mavado is not in Jamaica, and it's like him expose how them bring up this fake warrant thing, you know, trying to stop him from testify to get back his $30 million. Yes, people, last week, a day before the court, we see Mavado Exposed this, put this out right here saying, let's hear what the judge has to say tomorrow about this fake warrant and this criminal element that stole my $30 million going 5 years now without a night in jail. So it's like Mavado take action against Jennifer Mavado. We have some updates right here on the matter. It's like Mavado will have to wait October 13 to find out whether or not he will be allowed to testify via video link in court about the $30 million fraud case against disbarred attorney at law Jennifer Mavado. So these are the exact words from Mavado attorney at law Oswald Senior Smith saying nothing happened in court last week. There was an adjournment and the court indicated that the prosecutor was engaged in another matter in the home circuit court. You know, so they will have to wait. The case basically postponed until October 13. Yes, people, Mavado lawyer had been awaiting information from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, the ODPP, with regards to outstanding warrants for his client. In July, the ODPP had been set to submit an application seeking approval from the court for Mavado, who resides in the US, to give testimony via video link in a high-profile $30 million fraud case in which the entertainer is the complainant. However, approval can only be granted if Mavado, whose given name David Brooks, has no outstanding warrants in Jamaica. Okay, so Ninja Man breaks silence over the whole saga with Merciless. You know, it's like we see Bunty get bashed, Beenie get bashed, and we see few people in the industry came out speaking out against Bunty and Beenie. Tony Mataran, you know, we see Ricky Trooper come out and talk, and we see Bunty clap back, the whole thing. So it's like Ninja Man name get mentioned for some things what him say about Merciless in past interview. Nothing bad, you know. He was also a part of the 3 artists Merciless take on at Sting 2000. Now it's like some people are saying that Bunty and Beenie, them never go Merciless send off because, you know, them still a carry feelings over that clash, you know, things were going in the past. Some people mention how them lock out Merciless out of the industry, give him a fight and all of that. Yeah, so it's like people, I say Ninja Man now, is like him never too take it personal, and if he was out of prison, he would have attended. Now, Ninja Man, based on what he has to say, you know, the buzz bring it across. Big up the buzz for this exclusive right here where we see them put out. It's like we're going to feature the audio clip because some people out there, them really want to know what Ninja Man, you know, think about what all what go on, the whole saga pertaining to Merciless. So check this out right here. This
is an exclusive with dancehall artist Ninja Man re Merciless's funeral situation and ensuing backlash at persons who did not show up at the funeral for the DJ. In an exclusive that was sent to our news desk by way of a letter forwarded to us by his assistant manager Empress Keisha for Silk Radio UK, dancehall star Ninja Man had quite a bit to say about the Merciless funeral Bounty Killer situation. He wrote about why he thought Bounty Killer may have said the things he said and how he feels about the mural in the sepulchre where Merciless is laid to rest. He kicked off the letter by saying, quote, "This is going too far. It's getting out of hand. I don't see why the world is coming down on Bounty and Beenie." Starting with the 2000 Sting clash with Merciless against Beenie Man, Bounty Killer, and himself, he felt that while Merciless achieved victory, a partial reason for that was that he, Ninja Man, was paid a sum of money to back down and eventually exit the clash. He made reference to that by saying if Mike Tyson is paid to lose a fight, he will take what people will think is an early knockout by laying down long enough for the count out. He said when Beenie Man walked onto the stage that night at Merciless's behest, Merciless thought he would have an ally in Beenie. People started booing because they believed the same, because Bounty and Beenie had their own issues between them at the time. But Beenie quickly joined forces with him, Ninja Man, and Bounty Killer. He said Merciless realized he was alone in the clash. This was how he explained his part in that clash. He said he was not wearing his warring suit that night, so in his mind, Merciless won by default. He said, quote, "I had no problem with that. It was his time to shine." He said, however, that was the shortest lived championship. He said anyone who did not go to Merciless's funeral, including Beenie Man and Bounty, owes no one an explanation for their absence. He went on to say that no one questioned the people who did not show up for the funeral of Dennis Brown, John Holt, Gregory Isaacs, and the countless others who passed on, and they were the ones who were instrumental in building reggae. So his question for the people complaining about Beanie's and Bounty's absence, can they post a picture of themselves at the funeral? Why was it so important for those two people in particular to be there? Do they think it was right for the paintings of the two artists' face, along with his, Ninja Man's face, to be inside the sepulchre where the dead resides? Ninja Man said the first person to jump out about their absence was Tony Matterhorn, yet he was a no-show himself. Then came Ricky Trooper, who happened to have been there only because he was paid to play. The Don Goggin said that Trooper did not go there voluntarily. He went because he was paid to be there. He mentioned that people were incensed about Olivia Babs-Grange and other government officials not showing up for the funeral. He asked yet again, does anyone know if she or others were even invited to the funeral? Did anyone reach out to them to ask for their participation? Did Babs-Grange give anyone a word that she would be there? He said if they cannot answer yes to all of the above questions, then they should stop talking about her absence. Ninja Man said when his mother passed away, only one artist and one MC showed up to support him, and they were Carlene Davis and her husband, Tommy Cohen. Yet he was not mad at anyone because he did not feel that they owed him that. He further stated that the mural, which includes a painting of their faces in the sepulchre, represents witchcraft. This, he said, was what he thought kept Bounty Killer and Beenie Man away. He believes it was disrespectful and borders on conjuration. He further stated that if he was out and about, he would have gone to the funeral, but before going to the funeral, he would have gone to see Merciless's mother, Mama Eckel, and have a conversation with her about why the mural does not belong in that space. He said it would have been fine with him if they had even put the mural on the gate of Merciless's home, since it was indeed the highlight of his career. He went on to say he had representatives who visited Mama Eckel to show respect and extend condolences to the family before the funeral, and that was when he learned of the mural. Does Bounty have a right to be upset? Ninja Man said yes, he does. It is very disrespectful what they did. However, he believes Bounty has no right to talk the way he does about what killed Merciless. He said Bounty should not be saying that the DJ died of an overdose because he's not a doctor and he did not do an autopsy on him. He also stated that when Bounty said that Merciless showed him no respect and did not give him his flowers, that's a lie, because Merciless forever sings Bounty's praise. He said everyone know that Merciless was always speaking highly of Bounty Killer, that Bounty was his DJ and that he's a general and a great artist, and he would say it every chance he gets. He would even go as far as to say that Bounty is his daddy. Ninja Man said Merciless idolized Bounty, and that was the reason he acted and sounded like him, and that he sees it as a sign of respect and straight flattery. So for Bounty to speak of him the way he did was foul. He said in the business, newcomers always come in sounding like the people they admire and love most, wanting to be just like them, and most artists would welcome them without feeling that they're trying to steal their shine. It's just a show of admiration. About Merciless's career going downhill, the Gun Pantit artist said that no other artist was the cause of his demise. He said that the people who were responsible for Merciless's career going down the drain were the producers who refused to produce him, the disc jockeys, selectors, and soundmen who made the decision not to play songs, and the fans who chose to abandon him because he was no longer up. He said it's one of the downside to any artist career, and the fans who only want to be there when the going is good. That was part of what the burden for the DJ must have been, because then he must have felt he had no one to turn to. Ninja Man was very passionate in the way he wrote about how people in the industry shut Merciless out. He said he could relate to that because that is the same way they shut him out as well. But he believes deeply in God and knows that if people could have done what they did to the greatest man who ever walked the earth, Jesus, he was not surprised at the things they did and tried to do to him and others like himself. He said nothing is as painful as what Jesus, the divine one, went through, and he was was a perfect man, so he knows any card can play at any time when it comes to mortal man. He said after that Sting clash with Merciless, Carlene was putting on a show in Red Hills and he suggested Merciless for the show. Knowing that Merciless did not have a fan base in that vicinity, he took a busload of people to the event and encouraged them to cheer on Merciless. They did, and the DJ had a great night. At the end of the night, he told Merciless how well he did, yet again, encouraged him to understand his value and that he was worthy. Ninja Man said after that win for Merciless at Sting, things started looking even better for the DJ, who got 50 shows in the United States underground dancehall scene at $35,000 per show. However, one night during the course of that run, Beenie Man showed up and walked out onto the stage. Beenie Man took it to Merciless. With each "what up" from Merciless, Beenie Man would counteract him. At the end of the night, the promoter wanted Beenie Man on that tour. Beenie Man offered him a package including a band, dancers, and backup singers at $25,000, and before long, the tour belonged to Beenie. Ninja Man said, quote, I think that was when Merciless started going down. That was his demise. When Beenie Man defeated him underground, that was when he started getting intoxicated. Where were all these people when Merciless needed them? Ask them to tell me how many Merciless songs they played since 2015.